BBC Radio 1.
Right now, across the UK, there are girls missing school lessons because they're on their period. Not able to afford period products, some resort to homemade solutions, including toilet paper, socks, and even newspapers. United in their passion to tackle this period poverty, young activists have been inspired to take action. From Amika George, the schoolgirl from London who took on the government from her bedroom, to the Celtic fans lobbying football clubs to provide free period products, and the Manchester collective distributing hundreds of care packs every month. They are all part of a creative grassroots movement making a real impact and, in the process, challenging the stigma of menstruation.
My name is Amika George, and in April last year I started a campaign called Free Periods, which is asking the government to do more to end period poverty in the UK. I started it after reading about girls as young as 9 or 10 years old having to miss school because they can't afford menstrual products. It seemed like a lot of people and online were really angry about it and wanted to do something, so that's why I started the petition. Didn't know if only 5 people would sign it, and yeah, now it has almost 180,000, so really incredible to see. The extent of my period education at school was when all the girls were together, my teacher just said, by the way, if anyone needs them, there are pads in the staff toilets. I just started to kind of question this idea that periods are really gross and we should all be embarrassed of them and ashamed. They're a completely normal and natural process, and if half the world's population bleeds every month, then we should be able to talk about that.
I think you were doing a speech and you said girls are taught in school, and I know that I was taught this, when you're going to the toilet with a sanitary product, put the sanitary product up your sleeve because people don't want to see it. And like my big moment, we were in the library, I remember revising for our A-levels, and I walked to the library waving my tampon around.
I felt so self-conscious starting late, and I just think you're made to feel awkward about it.
Yeah, whatever age you start, or however, wherever you are.
I started at my grandma's house. She only has panty liners, so I had to actually go out with my granddad. He was awkward, obviously, and I was awkward as well.
I was about to go on stage at my gym and dance display in white leggings. I've been talking for ages about how I was so late starting, really? And all my friends had started. And then I came out of the toilet, I was like, I started my period.
But we always talked about them quite openly as friends. Now it's that I'm more willing to talk about it with people that I don't know more than I used to.
I'm Rosie, I'm 24 from Manchester. I run a community-based project called Every Month. We deliver packs of menstrual products to local food banks and services that work with people who are experiencing poverty in Manchester.
Hello, hiya, how are you? So 5 of these and then 5 of those.
When we started, I would make up packs with a sachet of hot chocolate in them because I wanted them to be kindness packs. But one of the people who uses our packs said, thank you so much, but you can take the hot chocolate back because I don't boil the kettle. We can't afford to be using electricity that much. That was one of the moments where I realised why we're doing what we're doing, and actually the reality of poverty is so much harsher than we can imagine.
Every month has grown to producing 800 packs of menstrual products a month. That still isn't meeting demand, especially when you take into consideration that these products are already unaffordable, they're taxed still. So I can usually come in here and buy whatever I need. It's a necessity, so I'm just going to buy it. But for somebody who's living on the poverty line, it's not only that they have to look at the price, but they need to take into account what different products do they need throughout their cycle. It isn't a case of just coming in here and picking something up. They should be free because when you're on the poverty line, that's all you can afford, is for them to be free.
On the Ball is a grassroots working class campaign. We've set it up to ask football clubs to provide free period products at our grounds. We have started with Celtic and we have 48 football clubs who are now on the ball. 3 of us are big football fans, we go to the games all the time, so it just felt natural that that's where we would actually look to make some change.
Some of the grounds you go to, the toilets, some of them don't have any period provisions at all, including sanitary bins, so it can be quite frustrating. Being able to go to the football on a Saturday for a lot of young girls is a big thing, and to know that they're covered if they do take their periods or if they're caught short is a big thing for them. We aren't naive, we knew there was going to be kind of negativity and we were going to get a bit of abuse because it is something that's a taboo subject. There's a stigma around it generally, never mind bringing it into a football stadium that is such a historically male-dominated area.
We've had one that is like, what are you 3 slags up to? Like, you shouldn't even have toilets at the football. And people are like, can you not just hold in until you go to the toilet? And you're like, that's just not how periods work.
You should know what time it's at. You should have one in your handbag. Do you pack up your toilet roll when you go to the pub? Do you pack out your hand soap when you're going to the shopping centre? Do you know what I mean?
We just respond. We've got like a wee picture and it's got like our main names on it.
As soon as you kind of give them that wee bit of information and let them know that these problems do happen and people are caught short and periods don't work like clockwork, they change their minds. And for me, that was something that was pure powerful. It was like, we are making a change. We're changing like public consciousness. We're changing social attitudes, and it's so important.
Last summer I met 2 amazing women called Scarlett Curtis and Grace Campbell, and they had started like a feminist organisation called the Pink Protest. Their slogan is "The revolution will be posted on Instagram," and it's kind of all about using social media to boost campaigns and elicit social change. We started planning and we thought of the idea of a protest showing the government in a really kind of visible and physical way that a lot of people want to see change and want to see an end to period poverty. On the day, it was just completely manic. We just had so much going on, so much to organise. We had set up an event on Facebook and a lot of people had said they were interested, but obviously that didn't mean that they were all coming. Very early on, it became evident that a lot of people were coming, and we've kind of estimated that around 2,000 people came in the end.
Got any pads or tampons for donation?
We don't want more rights, we want equal rights, and we need slightly different things to men in our school system.
We didn't have very much money, and I remember me and my younger sister used to steal sanitary products when we were in other adults' houses as a way of kind of getting around it rather than not going to school, and it's a real thing that people don't want to talk about.
It's disgusting that we're like the 6th richest country in the world and girls are not going to school and missing education because they can't afford tampons.
In our packs we put in non-applicator tampons, applicator tampons, pads, and then a chocolate bar, and off they go.
People will use them at different times in their period, so you want a mixture of packs, like a mixture of packs.
Every month has helped me while we get to help other people. I moved home from university and I wasn't very well. I had depression, so it really helped me to just dive into something. When I started off in this living room, I did 250 packs a month, and then when I gave them to the food banks, they were so grateful. And I did that for a year, just on my own in the house. Now we've got over 70 volunteers. We will say we're going to be at the local church, or we sometimes do it in a bar. So many people will reach out and want to help. We just have people who will do art for free for us, that will pack all day for us. We have lawyers in court one day, and then I will say to them, I need you to run to 4 food banks, and they'll just do it.
When I came back from travelling and I came back to Manchester, where I'm from, I realised how hard poverty had hit, and it was like the worst I've ever seen it, like worse than ever before. And I came across you on Instagram, and period poverty is something that I'd never even thought about. It's really important that we try and help and also lobby together.
Yeah.
Just want to say a big thank you for everyone for coming today. Amazing turnout as usual. Big round of applause.
We actually started an online petition just to get a feel for how many other fans were happy or wanted this to go ahead. That kind of gave us the kind of mandate to almost go to Celtic and be right, the fans and us want this.
We'd kind of built up to this meeting like since we'd just started the petition, and it really was our goal. Like our goal is to get a meeting with the club.
It was so funny, like the three of us just kind of like going up to Celtic Park and like getting our wee stickers to get into the ground, and it was all so surreal because usually we're here and kind of just attending the games. It was like actually a good laugh, and you could see their minds kind of ticking a wee bit, like we hadn't thought of this before, and we could tell when we left that they were just so on board with us and totally got it, so they were magic.
Celtic were the first team on board, but the big team that started off the snowballing effect for us was Barnsley.
A fan tweeted a picture of the period products at the stadium. It just went viral, and it really just absolutely snowballed from there. Like so many clubs were just getting in touch, like how do we get involved with this? What do we do? Like it was just absolutely amazing. People are just asking us constantly, what about Rangers? Are they going to do it? Like you speak to any Rangers fans.
We're going to meet 2 Rangers fans to speak about bringing the campaign to their club. It'll be such a big thing for Scottish football as well to have both teams supporting the campaign.
Not be embarrassed about it, and until every single person.
It was just incredible to see all these really high profile and important women coming together.
What do we want? When do we want them?
I'm going to start my remarks by saying today I have my period.
We had incredible people working in the campaigning in the period poverty side, politicians, MPs, amazing celebrities.
The shame of our periods needs to go. It means that we can reproduce. How amazing is that? You know?
I'd like to raise a moon cup here as a toast to all of the women who've come out today. You're unbelievable. Thank you very, very much. And let's keep bleeding and keep fighting, because we don't have to put up with it anymore.
We demand to be heard and won't be ignored. Girls, smash the taboo and talk. Through constant conversation and discussion, we can normalise periods for those who still insist on making it abnormal. Let's recognise what must be done to help women around the world and ensure they are given free menstrual provision.
The protest was just the most amazing demonstration of the power of young people to just come together, and it was just an amazing feeling of being part of that, the kind of sense of solidarity and celebration.
The conversation around periods is changing, and it's becoming more into the public sphere, which I love. I do think we're moving forward, which is exciting. Our ultimate goal is to get the government and local councils to provide sanitary products for free. We know it's needed, and we're not going to stop until it happens. In my mind, that's when we can say, like, wow, like we did a thing.
Just dropping these off from every month.
Whilst our ultimate goal sometimes feels so far away, you kind of have to believe you're close to it to keep going.
We've been working with yourself since about, what month was that?
July, I think.
About July, so good.
Aware of things, yeah.
And did it put you off that we were Celtic fans running this?
My friend shared it with you guys' picture meeting Celtic, and I was like, oh, Celtic fans.
Yeah.
And now here you are. And now here I am. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was negative towards it, but I did just think like, what they like. So I've spoken to a few female and male Rangers fans to say, what do you think about this? And they've said like, well, we've never even really thought about that. Like, it would be great, but they'll never do it. That's actually what the response was, like, that'll never happen. And I was like, well, Celtic do it. And they were like, all right, okay, well, then, okay, let's do it. There are a lot more female fans now. I really want to be able to do something like that for Rangers fans.
If you've got personal stories, you know, if you've got other fans that have personal stories, we had people emailing us telling us that they had to leave at half time, or that had to stuff their pants full of toilet roll and That's the stuff that hits home.
They're like, well, if you can afford to go to football, you can afford to buy products. And I was like, well, there needs to be recognition of, again, the female fan base, that women do have different needs, that you don't always have access to them. Sometimes machines are there, sometimes they're broken, sometimes you don't have change. I mean, who carries change anymore?
What do you think the next step to try and get Rangers on the ball? What do you think you could do?
A more direct approach, like you say, just saying we want a meeting.
And it's, again, like normalising it, but not just for men, but for girls to not feel embarrassed, to kind of make people feel more comfortable around it. I think that's, for me, the most important part of the whole campaign.
Yeah. If we can help with anything going forward, like, just let us know.
Maybe Rangers are thinking that we're asking a lot, but a lot of it's already done.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
having that conversation is something we should look into.
Yeah, definitely.
I never really expected any of this, to be honest. I'm really honoured to be thought of as like the face of the Free Periods campaign, and I do feel like it's a real community of people who are working towards the same goal in different ways, and yeah, it's really inspiring.
So now we've actually got 53 teams on board with the campaign. We've been kept really busy, and we're looking forward to the new year to see what other teams got on the ball.
We've had so many donations and so much support over Christmas that we've got enough donations till the end of February. And we've sent off a few grant applications. So yeah, everything's going really well.
The government announced that 1.5 out of the 15 million from the tampon tax fund would be given to address period poverty in the UK. That was 1.5 million for 1 year to one charity. It's not enough and it's not long term, which is what we're fighting for, to make sure that no girl will ever miss school again because of her period.